Relentless rain has brought parts of central Florida to a complete standstill tonight, as catastrophic flooding continues to unfold across Lake and Brevard Counties. What began as a steady afternoon downpour has transformed into a full-blown flash flood emergency, with rainfall totals that have stunned even seasoned meteorologists. In Eustis, Mount Dora, and Dalhousie Acres, radar estimates show between 13 and 15 inches of rain, while several local weather stations are reporting totals exceeding 18 inches. Entire neighborhoods are submerged, roads have disappeared beneath brown, rushing water, and emergency officials are calling the situation life-threatening.
Stop doing it. Just turn around and try to find another way. It's not worth.
Oh my God.
Downtown Eustis has been hit especially hard. By early evening, the city's main thoroughfare, U.S. Highway 441, was almost completely underwater. Dozens of vehicles were stranded, some abandoned by drivers forced to wade to safety as water climbed over car doors and reached the tops of tires. Bay Street and Orange Avenue, areas already known for flooding during heavy rain, were transformed into impassable rivers. Witnesses described scenes of chaos as water poured from overflowing storm drains, gushing upward into the streets instead of flowing out. Residents living near the downtown area reported water entering their homes, some scrambling to move belongings to higher levels before it was too late. In nearby Mount Dora, conditions are no better. Streets that slope downhill have turned into fast-moving streams, carrying debris, trash cans, and even sections of wooden fencing downhill. The relentless rain has caused stormwater retention ponds to overflow, sending water cascading into residential neighborhoods. For many families, this is the worst flooding they have seen in years.
Oh my gosh. This is just absolutely wild, honestly. I don't think I've ever been through here when it's been like rain. This is like not that far down.
Farther east, Brevard County is also dealing with severe impacts. In Titusville, a persistent line of thunderstorms has produced rainfall totals between 3 and 5 inches in just a few hours. But what makes this event so dangerous is the training effect, a meteorological term describing how storm cells repeatedly move over the same area, much like train cars following one another on a track. That repetition has allowed rainfall to accumulate rapidly, overwhelming local drainage systems and leaving neighborhoods underwater.
I'm telling you. It didn't. It just hit. Crazy. Like, how many cars have you seen stalled so far? So many.
Firefighters and first responders in both Lake and Brevard counties have been stretched thin, conducting multiple rescues through the night. In Titusville, crews have waded through waist-deep water to reach stranded motorists and families trapped in their homes. One firefighter described the water as moving like a tide, pulling debris and vehicles slightly with each surge. Across social media, residents are sharing footage of submerged cars, flooded intersections, and lightning flashing over streets that now resemble canals.
Saw a car in the street.
Meteorologists say the culprit behind this extreme rainfall is a combination of a warm front lingering to the north and moist onshore winds streaming in from the Atlantic Ocean. These conditions have created a nearly stationary band of storms over central Florida, continuously feeding moisture and thunderstorms into the region. It's a textbook example of how slow-moving systems can bring catastrophic flooding to communities that are already saturated from previous rainfall events.
You can see it over the chair. Flooded the backyard, and obviously flooding my house. Yay.
Front yard, the pond has come into our front yard. Our whole entire street is flooded. Our lease.
Emergency officials are urging everyone to remain indoors, avoid unnecessary travel, and never attempt to drive through flooded roadways. Even just a few inches of moving water can sweep a car off the road. Public works crews have been out through the night, attempting to clear drains and storm grates, but officials admit that there's only so much they can do when rainfall totals exceed what the infrastructure was ever designed to handle.
This is the fifth one tonight. Spectrum.
As the night goes on, flash flood warnings remain in effect across both Lake and Brevard counties, and forecasters warn that more rain is still on the way. Satellite and radar data show additional showers and thunderstorms developing to the south, moving northward along the Florida peninsula. These storms could bring several more inches of rain before sunrise, further complicating rescue operations. By early Monday morning, the situation remains dire. In downtown Eustis, business owners who spent the night monitoring the rising water are waking up to flooded storefronts. Sandbags placed at doorways provided little protection against the relentless downpour. In nearby residential areas, the water has crept into living rooms and garages, leaving behind a thick layer of mud and debris. Power outages have been reported across both Lake and Brevard counties, as water seeps into underground electrical systems and transformers short out.
There's a waves down here on the bridge. That's the road. Or used to be.
In Titusville, crews from the fire department are still responding to distress calls. Several families have been evacuated from low-lying neighborhoods near the Indian River Lagoon, where floodwaters have entered homes. Emergency shelters have opened in multiple locations, providing temporary refuge for residents displaced by the flooding. The Red Cross is also assisting with relief efforts, supplying blankets, food, and water to affected families.
I'm scared. I'm nervous. Beer bottle.
Forecasters warn that the threat isn't over. A cold front moving through the Gulf of Mexico is expected to bring another wave of rain later in the day, potentially triggering new rounds of flooding. Some of these storms could be stronger, producing gusty winds and even localized hail. The combination of saturated ground and additional rainfall raises concerns about more flash flooding, as the soil simply can't absorb any more water.
Looks like a river
Meteorologists are also keeping an eye on small creeks and rivers across central Florida. With so much rain falling in such a short time, these waterways are rising rapidly, and minor river flooding is now being reported along parts of the St. Johns River Basin. The National Weather Service says levels could continue to climb even after the rain ends, as runoff from higher terrain continues to drain into local rivers and lakes.
She's way over there.
Yeah, I know.
Over here, the current's strong.
For residents, the cleanup process will be long and difficult. Standing water, downed trees, and blocked roads are making it hard for emergency services to reach certain areas. Public Works departments are urging patience as they focus first on clearing major roadways and restoring power to essential facilities. Authorities continue to remind residents to stay clear of floodwaters, which may contain hidden hazards such as sharp debris, electrical currents, or contaminants from storm drains and sewage systems. Despite the widespread damage, the spirit of the community is shining through. Neighbors have been seen helping one another move furniture, pushing stalled cars to safety, and delivering bottled water to stranded residents. In Eustis, volunteers from local churches are organizing cleanup teams to assist homeowners whose properties have been damaged. As Monday progresses, forecasters expect the rain to gradually shift northward, bringing some relief to central Florida. However, isolated storms are still possible throughout the day, and saturated ground conditions mean even brief showers could cause renewed flooding. It may take several days for the water to fully recede in some of the hardest hit areas. Officials are urging everyone to remain cautious as recovery efforts continue. This event will be remembered as one of the most intense rainfall and flooding events in years for the region, a reminder of just how quickly tropical weather patterns can change and how important it is to stay prepared during Florida's storm season. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.